Hey everyone, it's Kevin. I know it's been some time since I uploaded a video, but I've been busy with a few projects I picked up earlier this year and had to pause content creation for a bit. I'm slowly getting back into the rhythm of creating and wanted to share with you this new Blender 3D piece with you guys. I also upgraded my workstation, which has been awesome. I'm used to using a Mac for all of my creative projects, but after a lot of resistance, I built a PC for work in 3D, and it's been great to have a setup for Blender. So if you follow me on social media, you've probably seen this piece before, except it was just the arrangement in the middle. Usually, if I'm feeling uninspired or burnt out, I generally lean towards something abstract or plants, and I've kind of felt like that for the past few months. So this was something easy where I could experiment with a few different techniques I've been wanting to incorporate together. For this, I focused on three things. The first was a new shading and outline technique. The second was a simple grease pencil, armature, and lattice rig. And the third was a geometry node system instancing grease pencil elements. The concept here was to create a bouquet of flowers for spring. And because I started this back in March, I wanted to keep with the season at the time. So I chose white and yellow Easter lilies with green as the base color. I also went with an Art Nouveau aesthetic with the repeating floral elements and the shape of the vase. The shader for these elements was the primary focus here. I've been trying to figure out a way to create separation lines in between colors of a Toon shader. I did some previous experiments that were alright, but here I achieved that by separating the RGB channels through compositing. It also works with any object with color separations, including grease pencil elements. But because it's done through compositing, you can't view it in real time and only after it's been rendered. It's still a little wonky, but I plan on optimizing this technique later on and perhaps creating a tutorial for it. So after the middle portion, I went on to creating the rest of the elements for a wider piece. This is where I started to go more abstract and ornamental. On the sides here, I thought to add these decorative leaf elements and parented them to a lattice armature rig for movement. I've used these rigs before, but I wanted to optimize that workflow. Once that was done, I used the mirror modifier to duplicate it to the other side and just illustrated more elements to fill up the piece. I then added more design elements and salmon colored accents to the foreground to give the piece some depth. The big thing here were those floral stalks in the background. For this, I was inspired by a helpful video by All the Works, and you can check out their channel in the link below. Basically, these were created with a geometry node system instancing grease pencil elements along a curve. Depending on your nodes and what those grease pencil elements are, you can arrange them to look like flowers. I have instanced grease pencil elements in a geometry node system before, but because this is instanced along a curve, I was able to use the draw tool in edit mode to generate flowers almost like a brush. The other cool thing about this is that the system retains the animations, modifiers, and effects for those individual grease pencil elements. Leading up to this, I did a few experiments like these grease pencil roses based on a piece that I did last year, and I'll probably turn this one into a future tutorial as well. Lastly, I added some butterfly elements, grease pencil effects, and made more compositing adjustments. Overall, I was trying to go for a bright, vibrant, and calming piece, and I was pretty happy with how this turned out. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm planning on getting back to a regular schedule and also live streaming, now that I have the hardware to do so. I know I'm behind on a few tutorials and I apologize. I still have them as a priority and will be uploading them in the coming weeks. Until then, you can find me on social media at KevAndRam. Thanks again and see you guys next time.